Hello, this video is going to be about YMAX, stock ticker YMAX, and where the price of the stock could go into the future. Now, there are so many things to talk about when it comes to YMAX. But first of all, we'll talk about this July move that we had. And if we transposed it to today, well, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, to today, we can see where the price of YMAX could go if stocks go tumbling down. Tumbling down. Okay? So we have been targeting 1441 and 1246 for weeks, it seems like. And we have made some outrageous calls like Netflix 910. It's currently at 919 now. I expect to push into somewhere near 935, 940 before it starts to see more downside. It'll bring the RSI into the Bollinger Band just enough for more downside. And this indicator I use to make these judgments, help make me make these judgments, is free. I'll put it in the description below. And I'm not trying to scare you into a market crash just yet. We are nowhere near it yet. It's going to take the entire year. Okay, so I watch a lot of stocks channels. Okay, so some of my favorites: Figuring Out Money, Stocks Channel. It's just too fun. FX Evolution, Trade Brigade, Mike Jones Investing. We got Vincent Desiano. There he is. Oh. Vincent Desiano. All right. There's another one. That's a favorite of mine. Anyway, what am I getting at? The internet is a wealth of free information. They do it for free. It's amazing. But I'm going to show you something very unique. Okay? So if we go to, say, Meta, and I'm on the weekly chart, and I'm like, well, look at this, Let's ignore my indicator and just look at the chart. We got a big head and shoulder building. And if we target the downside, it's around 437. All right. We can prove the target with math. I'm going to blow your mind. All right. There are 5 boxes on the screen. I've recorded the high and low of these boxes on the screen. Okay, if we add the first 3 boxes together, we get a certain number. If we add all 5 boxes together, we get another number. Now we got our range. Our range is now this area. Wouldn't you know? If a head and shoulders in Meta builds like I think it might build, I'm not saying for sure, but the range matches the math. Outrageous. I know, outrageous. It's incredible. Microsoft, I think it's oversold. I think it's going to go back into this bear flag. MSTR is I did not do the math on this one. There's just so many things to talk about. So I did the math on Meta, and Meta does not look good because if you do the box method, it brings you into this area. Well, how do you get to this area? Draw a head and shoulders, make the target, and the target lands in the area. Well, how are you going to get there? With all the EMAs. All right, it's going to use EMAs, support or resist, and make its way into the target head and shoulders area. If the head and shoulder builds, and it's going to be a year-long event. It's not going to happen overnight. That's what I'm trying to stress at Apple. I have lines from long ago. If we go to the 1 hour chart, 2 hour chart, there we go. I drew this bear flag long ago. It's November 2024. I drew this and I left it there on my trading view. And I targeted this 215, 216 low. Well, I did not target it. Apple targeted it by making this bear flag. And it was invalidated by who knows what happened. It just decided to be like, hello, I'm Apple. So let's go back to the weekly chart and see where we are today. Sorry about the zooming. We closed just above that bear flag. That is amazing. I did the same thing for Apple, which scares me because we got our two price targets of 169 and 149. That brings us way down. Where's my brush? Way down here. That's gonna take a while, or immediately. I don't know, but way down there. And if you use the moving averages, it's below the 200 for Apple, which would be surprising. Going back in history, it's never gone below it. So it could bounce. But the math is there. Okay, so if we use the SPY, I also have math. We got our SPY levels of 467 and 422. So that's even lower than the 2022 crash with Biden. That's even lower than the 2022 crash. That brings us below the 200 EMA and for a bounce of some sort. Like crashing way below. But I don't think it's going to be a crash below. I think it's going to be like a year-long event. I mean, the only way there's going to be a crash below, right, is a nuclear device going off. Who knows? Because on the weekly chart, it's way oversold on the Bollinger Band. If you go to the monthly chart, it's a different story. Like I said, the indicator is free. I'm not making these interpretations likely. I'm just reading the indicator that you can use for free. So 84K is a major level still. I remember talking about how... Oops. Delete that. I don't know what I grabbed. I remember talking about how 84K was the bull flag target, depending on how you build the bull flag. Oh, I got rid of a box that I did not want to get rid of. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah.